Women very easily jump in and out of relationships. For anyone who ever says that women are more emotional than men, that may be true in a general sense, meaning women are more prone to make emotional based decisions and be emotionally driven. But when we talk about emotional as in sad emotions, negative emotions, when it comes to relationships and when it comes to particularly breakups, I've never experienced women to be very emotional that way. Never. And I've been in about 4 or 5 long-term relationships in my life, meaning relationships that were more than 1, 2, 3 years. Been in about 4 or 5 of those. And I've witnessed a lot of relationships break up. I've seen a lot of friends go through breakups with women. And I've observed the girls after the breakup. And I've never in my life, occasionally, I'll hear about it, right? I'll read a meme or I'll read something. But I've never seen it. I've never witnessed it personally. A girl being broken up and hurt from a relationship that went bad. Like I said, I've heard about it. I've seen it on like movies. I've read memes of a girl saying, "You broke me and it's been so hard." But I've never actually witnessed it. None of my exes, none of the girls that I broke up with or the relationship went south. And nobody I know. And the reason this is because it's so easy for them to move on. It's so easy for them to find somebody else. And there's that old saying that goes, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. Get under somebody new. And I like how that says under, because usually the woman's on the bottom. It's almost like it's talking to girls, that saying. Because it ain't easy for guys, most guys, to just jump right back on a new horse. It's not easy for us. We got to go out. We got to put in a lot of work. We got to take a bunch of misses, take a bunch of shots on the chin. Meaning we got to go out and get rejected a bunch before we get accepted. Because this is how it is with men. Women do the choosing, men do the chasing. Men got to go out, put in the work, take the rejections. And then maybe, eventually, we'll get a girlfriend. Again, all women have to do is walk outside and pick another one. And this is what I constantly see. This is why women are constantly in relationships. This is why women jump from man to man, and it's so easy for them. This is why I believe that women do not have much emotions for men. They're not stuck on one man. They're not hurt over men very rarely. And this is why there's sayings in this day and age, 2019, such as, "You treated her bad and now you want her back. Good luck getting her back because she's gone now," or whatever. And the irony there is we have to do that. And that was a meme. That's a quote from a popular meme that I see these little sluts on social media sharing a lot. Like I said, it goes like this. It goes, "You should have treated her bad while you had her. Now that you're trying to get her back and treat her nice, she's gone." Right? What that usually, if you translate that into slut speak from slut speak into normal speak, what that really means is, hey, you were an asshole, you were a bad boy, which is why I chased you in the first place. And that kept me around for a while. Eventually, I got sick of it because I wanted somebody, because this is what women want. Women want the bad boy, and they want to change him into the good guy. Beauty and the Beast. Walt Disney knew what the hell he was doing. He knew subliminal language. He knew what women want. He catered to female fantasies. Disney is not a male fantasy. There might be males who believe in Disney fairy tales, but Disney is not male. The target audience is not male. The target market for those films is young girls. And there's even a whole conspiracy theory section about Disney, about how Disney is subliminal programming to condition young women to believe a certain thing, to chase after certain types of guys, the prince, the frog who turns into a prince. Think about it. The frog who turns into a prince, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, all these things that is subliminal for women. They identify with that shit. Oh, I'm Cinderella. I gotta do this and that. And it's all subliminal programming to get them to be sluts in one way or another, or to get them to be hypergamous, etc. Take Beauty and the Beast, for example. The guy is a beast, right? But if he was a beast in the field, if he wasn't formerly a prince who had gotten cursed, she would have no interest in him. If he was just a beast who lived in a hole on the side of a mountain, and he had no castle, he had no cape, and he had no riches, there would be no story. The whole hooking point of Beauty and the Beast is the fact that he was formerly a prince, a rich prince at that. That's the whole allure there. It's subliminal programming. This guy's a beast, and I'm going to turn him into a wonderful chivalrous prince. That's what these women want. They've done studies. They want to turn a bad boy into a nice guy. They want to take a bad boy and turn him docile. And it often doesn't work, because oftentimes when he does turn docile, they don't want him no more. The allure is gone. He's no longer a bad boy. Or it happens this way, or it happens another way. It happens, he doesn't turn into the nice guy. He stays the bad boy, and then they don't want him either. And this is female fantasy. This is what women want. Subliminal shit. Take the bad boy, turn him into a nice guy. Oftentimes when he turns into the nice guy, now they don't want him anymore. What they really want is they want a bad boy who has nice guy tendencies. That's what they really, really want. They want a bad boy who is somewhat amiable in certain ways. Amiable in ways that they can cohabit with, that they can nest with. And guess what? He's got to have money too, because the beast had money. And she did turn him into a prince. And then they lived happily ever after. And that's one story. That's a story that these women want. So when she says, I want a bad boy, and she says that in her language, she says that by what she chooses, what she's really saying is, I want to tame a bad boy. And when it doesn't work, or when he's too nice, he's too tame, which usually means he was putting on a front, then she doesn't want him anymore. And she moves on to the next guy. And they don't spend much time. And I heard somebody say, somebody told me once, I was talking to this girl who was talking about, she had gone through something I had just gone through on the opposite end. She had been with a bad boy, and I used to be a bad boy. I was putting on a front. I'm really not a bad boy by nature. I'm genuinely a nice guy by nature, but women don't want nice guys. So in order to get laid, in order to get a girlfriend, I had to change. I had to adapt. I had to improvise. I had to change up my my flow, had to change up my role, had to learn how to be a bad boy, because this is what women wanted. And then got me laid a bunch, got me a bunch of girlfriends. It worked. So I was talking to this woman, and she had chased a bad boy who really wasn't a bad boy, just like me. And she felt like she got fooled. So she spent all this time giving the guy sex, spending time with him, being his girlfriend, whatever, building a bond. And then when his true self came out, she didn't want him no more. And this is what women consider lying. This is how women get fooled, and they consider this fool. This is why women shit test men, because they're testing: are you really the bad boy? Are you really this guy I want, or are you just another nice guy trying to get in my pants? Right? This is what men experience. If you've been in the game, if you've approached women, if you date around, you know what I'm talking about. This is how women are. When she dumped him, or when they broke up or whatever, she claims she went through a mourning process. Now, I think that's true. I believe her. I think she did go through a mourning process. But I don't think that mourning process was very long. One. And two, I don't think she had any intention of trying to get him back. But I'll bet you, and I'm willing to bet, and this happens a lot, you'd be surprised, men try to get women back. It's usually the men who's trying to get the girl back. It's not the other way around. The girl usually does not try to get the guy back. Why? Because women are not possessive like men are. They don't love possessively. They love opportunistically. They love conditionally. They do not love possessively. Men love possessively, meaning this is my girl. I love her and she's special to me. Women are not the same. They do not love in that way. They love opportunistically, meaning if his circumstances change, if he changes, if something changes, I'm out of here because I got other options. And my biological clock is ticking. I need to have a baby. I need to this, that, and the third. And they got their whole agenda going. They do not love possessively, and they do not love loyally. They love opportunistically, and they love conditionally. Right? This is why so many relationships are piss poor. This is why so many relationships don't have much of a foundation. Of course, the man feels he's a man. He's got to keep working. As long as he keeps working, as long as he keeps bringing in the check, as long as he keeps his masculine frame, like Rollo Tomasi said, which is correct. It works. I don't like it, and I don't agree with Rollo Tomasi's answer. I don't think men should play into that, but I will say that it works. It's true. If a man keeps that masculine frame, keeps that bad boy to docile guy ratio good. I say 70% bad boy, 70% stoic masculine guy, 30% fun nice guy. If he does that, he can keep a woman around as long as he's got money. If he doesn't have money, it's over. If he doesn't keep that frame, it's over. This is female nature. But she won't mourn you very long. This woman I talked to said, "Oh yes, I went through this mourning process, and you guys just don't see us cry. You don't." I get it. You go and you don't show anybody you cry because you don't want the guy to think you really cared, because you want to hurt him. This is